Hello everybody, so today I'm going to talk to you about the different stages of the potato cleanse if you want to do it this way. Pretty much kind of how I've done it is in stages, and people in the potato cleanse group wanted to know about that. And just want a disclaimer, this is, I want to keep the potato cleanse group purely focused on the main potato cleanse stage, which is potatoes and vegetables. So I thought about, making the group include these stages, like allowing for us to talk about that stuff in the group, but I don't want the group to stray and just become like a general vegan group. I wanted to be purely focused on that for people that are really engrossed in the potato cleanse or potatoes only, but I don't want to start bringing in other foods into the group. But I am providing this to you guys just so you can figure out how you want to implement this into your life. So for those that don't know me, my name is Janine and I'm 41 and I have Hashimoto's and I'm eating a buttload of potatoes. And I have been doing so since February. I've been vegan for 6 years. My highest weight was 260 pounds. I'm 5'4.5". And I'm a junk food addict. So despite being vegan for the last 6 years, I've struggled to get past like 200 pounds, like below 200 pounds, and stay there for the long term. I keep kind of going back and forth between 200 and 178, around there. Just been kind of fighting the same 25 pounds in the last 3 years, and it's because of junk food. So even just a little bit just keeps me from reaching my goals. And because I am a junk food addict, if I have a little bit, I want more. And before I know it, I'm 3 months down the road realizing that I haven't been eating, a clean diet and haven't been treating myself so well with, healthy foods. So, yeah. So I started doing potatoes only back in February. So I would call this phase 1, and I would really only recommend this phase to people who have junk food addictions or an adversity to vegetables, which that was my case. I hated a lot of vegetables, and yes, I am vegan, but I just couldn't imagine having vegetables without lots of sauces, or like hidden in a stir fry with some rice, or hidden in pasta sauce with pasta, that kind of thing. I still managed to get some veggies in, but not enough before doing this. So if you hate veggies and you're junk food aholic and you really just want to simplify and just make it stress-free for you, why that works is because you're focusing on one food, and potatoes are an excellent choice because they provide minerals, vitamins, fiber, and yeah, they're just a good food to have if you're gonna pick one food to eat. They're satisfying, that's the other thing. So it'll keep you from, craving other things. The first few days is hard, I found. For myself, you really, like, even just going from having smoothies for breakfast to potatoes for breakfast, I was really missing my fruit, but it does get a little easier. So phase 1, potatoes only if you need to go that way, because I knew that if I had started off with potatoes and vegetables, I would have quit, because I would have been trying to force vegetables down my throat and gagging over them and just being miserable, and I would have just given up. And phase 2 is the core, I would call the potato cleanse, which the Facebook group is based on, the group that Hannah created last year that I am now running. And what we focus on is potatoes and vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, in very minimal sauces. Now I forgot to mention too, when I did just potatoes only, it did include some sauces. Some sauces I found stimulating, and some spices. So ketchup, I don't really like ketchup anymore, but if I was to have ketchup, I found that a little bit stimulating, in a way that would make me eat more than I would without it, and kind of make me want something junky. And that's probably because most ketchups have high fructose corn syrup, or if it's organic, it has some type of refined sugar in it. So for some people that is very triggering. So you'll want to avoid ketchup if you are a junk food aholic. I do know Andrew Spudfit did eat some ketchup and some barbecue sauce, so I shouldn't say you should avoid it indefinitely, but just gauge find out for yourself if that's something that you need to avoid, and you can just take note of it. Just try to keep the sauces minimal. I see people posting pictures in the group sometimes with like buttloads of ketchup all over their potatoes, and I feel like that defeats the purpose. If it works for you, I guess just do it, but you know, some people are complaining, you know, not many, but there are people complaining like, I'm not losing weight or whatever. If you find that's the case and you're one of those people that eat a lot of ketchup or smother your potatoes in gravy, I would cut back on the sauces. And if you want to speed up your weight loss, you just up the vegetables. When you do that, you won't have as much room in your stomach for as many potatoes. So that can be a factor, but just gotta really make sure you're eating a lot of vegetables so that you're not going hungry. I do find that adding vegetables into the mix does make my digestion a little quicker. So when I was doing potatoes only, I was only eating 2 big potato meals a day, and like around noon and around 5 o'clock at night, and I was not hungry in between, very rarely, and if it was very mild. But I found that when I've got into the vegetables with the potatoes, I got hungry quicker. So maybe 2 to 3 hours later, I was hungry for more. So, and that's probably because, you know, the vegetables tend to digest quicker. So just keep that in mind. You might not find that's the case. This is not about calorie restriction. Yeah, obviously if you're gonna do potatoes and vegetables, you're gonna be eating a little less calories, but it's not about restricting or counting your calories. Some people are worried about not getting enough calories. Where'd my voice go? Enough calories, but I just say let your body decide that. Phase 3 is reintroducing other foods. So when you're ready to get off the potato cleanse and start, you know, going more towards a whole plant foods diet, I would suggest picking what you want to do next. So if you've been craving fruit and really looking forward to having fruit again, I would go with fruit. That's what I did. And it tastes absolutely amazing. In the past, I kind of took fruit for granted. I loved fruit, but you know, if I had junk food available, I would go for the junk food and not the fruit. But now it's like, if there's some mandarin oranges sitting on the counter, or some grapes or something like that, apples, and after you've been doing potatoes only or potatoes and vegetables for a good month and you have a bite of fruit, it tastes absolutely amazing. It tastes like candy. So look forward to your taste buds changing so much that fruit tastes absolutely amazing. And things are like sweeter. So in the past, I used to have smoothies where I would put in a little bit of spinach because I didn't want to taste spinach. And I'd have maybe 3 or 4 bananas and maybe a cup of frozen mango, or you know, something like that. And then I would have to put in some type of sweetener, like maybe a tiny bit of orange juice or some stevia drops or something like that. Some type of sweetener. Or, you know, sugar or something like coconut sugar. But I don't need that now. Now I can put in like, you know, half a container full of spinach and 1 or 2 bananas and a bunch of berries or other frozen fruit, and it tastes great. Basically what I say about going into the next phase, treat it as if you've been on an elimination diet, because it almost is. You've really simplified your diet and you don't want to just start eating a whole crap ton of other foods. Beans and rice and quinoa and corn and fruit all in one day, because one of those foods actually might be a problem for you and you didn't realize it before. I would pick one type of food every 3 days to reintroduce, just like you would on an elimination diet. So maybe you have strawberries on your first day after the cleanse and you try those for a few days and everything seems fine. Then move on to the next one. And like I said, I prefer to start off with fruit first, so you can go through all the different fruits that you love. And then after that, you know, it just depends on you how long you want to take. You can take your time, or if you're just dying to try some rice again and see how you feel, you know, maybe after a week you could try rice. It's really up to you, but I just say don't do it all at once. I'm leaving beans kind of to the end because they've always been sort of a problem for me. I would say work towards broadening your whole plant foods diet by reintroducing all kinds of plant foods over time, and then you'll get to the point of phase 4, which, you know, maybe after a month you're on to just a regular whole plant foods diet. What am I trying to say? And at that point, like when you feel ready to just, okay, I'm eating whole plant foods, I'm off the potato cleanse, I know what foods I can and can't have, then I would, and you're still looking for direction and you like to have something to follow, some options are Lean and Clean, High Carb Hannah's Lean and Clean ebook, which has a 14-day meal plan. It's going to give you all kinds of ideas of different foods. So there's so many different things that you get to try, and I'm sure you'll find at least 2 or 3, actually even more, probably 5 different meals that you're going to love, that you're going to repeat for a long time. And the other thing is Starch Solution. That's a really great book that every vegan should have in their library. Or if you really need some guidance, like me, I need a plan or I just fail, the Plant Meal Planner, that's a membership site. You can save on groceries, so I like that. And you know, you can plan out your meals, you can customize it, you can add your own recipes. I love it, so that's an option for you if you want as well. So I think that's it for the phases of the potato diet, potato cleanse. I hope that helped you guys out for those that are just starting out and you're not sure how you want to start it, and those that are kind of coming to the end and you're not sure how to move on from there. So let me know down in the comments below if there's anything I missed that I can cover in another video. Maybe I'll do a Q&A video or something. So, all right, thanks guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.